Hello friends! What happens when the fiery Aries born under the mystical sign of the snake meets the graceful Libra wrapped in the gentle aura of the pig? It's not just a meeting of two souls, it's an encounter between passion and peace, fire and silk, ambition and tenderness. Let's unfold this cosmic story, layer by layer, and explore how these two seemingly opposite beings find their rhythm, or perhaps, lose it in the dance of destiny. After watching, if you'd like to support the channel, click the Thanks button right under this video or use the donation alerts link in the description. Your support really helps me keep creating. And of course, if you enjoy the content, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks so much for being here. Now let's continue. Love. The love between an Aries snake and a Libra pig is not merely an emotional connection. It is a cosmic encounter between fire and velvet, between the spark that ignites and the embrace that soothes. It's the kind of love that begins with a pulse of fascination, an inexplicable pull that feels ancient, like they've met 1,000 times before in different lifetimes but never managed to get it right until now. When the Aries snake loves, they don't just enter someone's life, they invade it, with all the force of spring breaking through winter. Their love is a storm, charged, consuming, and breathtaking in its intensity. There is something dangerous about it, not because it seeks harm, but because it demands transformation. To love an Aries snake is to be both cherished and challenged, to be kissed with fire and expected to rise with it. For the Aries snake, love is not a gentle drift, it's a conquest of souls. They fall not gradually, but completely, their emotions rushing in like a flood that erases all boundaries. They test their partner's limits not out of cruelty but curiosity, needing to understand the depth of the connection, the strength of the other's heart. They want to know, will you stay when it gets too intense? Can you meet my fire without being consumed? Their affection is raw, vibrant, often too bright for those who prefer soft light. They don't love halfway. It's either all or nothing. The snake side of Aries, strategic, secretive, magnetic, wraps this fiery energy in silk, making them irresistible and impossible to forget. Their charm is deliberate. Every look, every word feels like a spell. The Libra pig, by contrast, approaches love as a sanctuary. Where the snake burns, the pig heals. They want affection that feels like sunlight after rain, gentle, familiar, and safe. They long for the kind of bond where words aren't needed, where silence itself feels like understanding. Their heart seeks not drama but depth. When they love, they give fully, without reservation, offering kindness like its air. They crave mutual care, the quiet acts of tenderness that others might overlook. A cup of tea at midnight, a steady hand when the world feels heavy, a reminder that love doesn't need to hurt to feel real. To the pig, love is not a battlefield but a home, a shared rhythm between two souls who choose peace over pride. When these two meet, their chemistry is undeniable, electric, hypnotic, almost cinematic. The Aries snake's confidence and enigmatic allure draw the Libra pig like a moth to a flame. The pig is fascinated by the snake's certainty, their drive, their quiet dominance. In the snake, they see strength. In the pig, the snake sees purity and emotional grace. There's a mutual recognition, like each senses what the other lacks but secretly desires. For a time, this connection feels invincible. They balance each other. The snake brings courage to the pig's softness, the pig brings calm to the snake's restlessness. But beneath that beauty lies a fragile equilibrium. The same forces that attract them can also drive them apart. The Aries snake's fiery impatience often clashes with the pig's emotional sensitivity. What the snake perceives as straightforward passion, the pig might feel as pressure. The snake thrives on challenge, constant motion, and self-discovery. The pig, on reassurance, patience, and emotional presence. When the snake withdraws to protect their independence, a defense mechanism born of pride and self-reliance, the pig feels abandoned, unseen, unloved. They begin to wonder if love that burns so brightly must always end in ashes. Yet, the miracle of this pairing is that when both choose awareness over reaction, growth over ego, something extraordinary happens. The snake learns to soften, to understand that love isn't about control or proof, it's about surrender. The pig learns to stand firm, realizing that gentleness isn't weakness, it's a quiet strength that can melt even the hardest armor. When these two learn to meet halfway, to balance intensity with tenderness, they form a bond that defies logic. They become a rare fusion of power and peace, where love becomes both passion and refuge. Their relationship often feels like a fairy tale in its early chapters. The courtship is intoxicating, intense glances across crowded rooms, long conversations that stretch until dawn, that undeniable feeling of fate. They speak in unspoken language, small gestures, subtle smiles, shared silences that hum with meaning. They create a private world where time seems suspended, where the rest of existence fades behind the radiance of their connection. But sustaining this magic requires more than chemistry. It demands maturity, patience, and continuous recalibration. Love between an Aries snake and a Libra pig must evolve through seasons. The spring of infatuation gives way to the summer of discovery, then the autumn of testing, and finally the winter of truth, where both must decide whether they are willing to rebuild, refine, and rise together. The snake must learn to trust vulnerability, to let go of the instinct to control every emotional current. The pig must learn to speak their needs clearly, to not drown in silence when hurt. Only then can love transform from an emotional whirlwind into a steady flame. At its highest potential, this relationship becomes alchemy. The snake's courage and passion awaken the pig's hidden depths of confidence and sensuality, while the pig's kindness and patience ground the snake's impulsive energy. Together, they create a love that doesn't just survive chaos, it thrives in it, turning friction into fuel. They learn that love isn't about sameness but complementarity. It's about two different elements finding harmony without losing their essence. But it is not an easy love. It asks for constant awareness, forgiveness, and choice. It requires both partners to look beyond ego and expectation, to understand that love is not a script but an improvisation, a dance that requires trust even when the steps are uncertain. When they achieve that balance, the result is breathtaking. The Aries snake feels seen without losing freedom. The Libra pig feels adored without losing self-respect. It is a love of two people who are both strong enough to stay and wise enough to let each other breathe. In the end, their story reminds us that true love is not about perfection, it's about transformation. It's about two very different hearts learning the same language. If the Aries snake and the Libra pig can remember that love is not a battlefield but a partnership of energy and empathy, they can build something that others only dream of. A relationship that is both a storm and a sanctuary, fierce yet forgiving, passionate yet profoundly peaceful. It is not a love that comes easily, but it is one worth fighting and growing for. Marriage. Marriage between an Aries snake and a Libra pig is a paradox wrapped in silk and steel, exquisite, delicate, yet astonishingly resilient when both souls are willing to evolve. It is like walking a tightrope over a field of roses, where beauty and danger coexist in perfect tension. Every step is fragrant with promise, yet one careless move can draw blood. The harmony they crave does not come effortlessly. It must be cultivated through awareness, patience, and a shared willingness to navigate life's unpredictable winds together. For the Aries snake, marriage is not merely a union, it is a structure, a design, something to be shaped and perfected. They approach it as they would a grand project, carefully strategizing, planning, envisioning. They are the architects of the relationship, always thinking 2 steps ahead, anticipating needs before they arise. There is safety in their precision and purpose, but also a quiet danger, the desire to control. The snake, ruled by both intellect and instinct, often believes they know what's best, not out of arrogance, but out of genuine care. Their love language is protection through leadership. They want to build a future, not just drift into it. The Libra pig enters marriage from a softer space, one of trust, idealism, and deep emotional faith. They marry for connection, not control, for companionship, not conquest. In the beginning, they find great comfort in the snake's certainty. The pig, ever gentle and accommodating, enjoys feeling guided and safeguarded. The snake's decisiveness seems to promise stability in a chaotic world, and for a while, the pig is content to let their partner lead. But Libra energy is rarely passive for long. Beneath that serene surface lies a soul that craves equality, balance, and partnership built on mutual respect. Slowly, inevitably, the pig begins to seek their own voice, not to challenge the snake's authority, but to be heard as an equal in the song of their shared life. It is in this moment, this quiet shift, that the true test of their marriage begins. If the snake mistakes the pig's request for independence as rebellion, tension rises. The snake's instinct may be to tighten their grip, to reassert control, believing that love must be protected through direction. The pig, feeling unseen or gently dominated, might retreat into silence, smiling politely while their spirit folds inward. The risk is not explosive conflict but emotional distance, the kind that grows slowly and quietly, like ivy creeping up a wall. And yet, this same dynamic, when understood with compassion, can become the foundation of something extraordinary. Because the truth is, these two need each other's extremes. The snake's intensity provides the structure and protection that allows the pig's gentle heart to flourish. The pig's empathy and patience, in turn, soften the snake's sharp edges, teaching them that true power lies not in control, but in trust. When they begin to recognize that their differences are not flaws but gifts, their marriage transforms from a balancing act into a duet, elegant, synchronized, and deeply fulfilling. The snake brings vision. They see 10 years ahead, not just the day in front of them. They plan meticulously, often ensuring that their home, finances, and shared dreams are secure. They are the quiet guardians of the future, the ones who think about retirement plans and long-term investments while others chase fleeting pleasures. The pig, by contrast, infuses the present with joy and emotional texture. They remind the snake that love is not only built through strategy but also through spontaneous laughter, shared meals, and gentle words at the end of a long day. Where the snake is the planner, the pig is the poet. Over time, their marriage matures into a rhythm of balance, if, and only if, both partners learn to trust that balance. The snake must resist the urge to orchestrate every outcome. They must realize that perfection in marriage is not precision but peace. The pig must guard against losing themselves in pleasing others. Their kindness, though beautiful, can become self-sacrifice if unguarded. They must learn to say no without guilt, to draw boundaries without fear. The most harmonious moments in their marriage arrive when the snake's wisdom and the pig's grace intertwine, creating an unspoken agreement. I will lead when you need strength, and I will listen when you need space. Yet, even the most graceful dances stumble. There will be days when the snake's ambition overshadows affection, when the pig feels more managed than loved. There will be nights when silence replaces conversation, when one lies awake wondering if the flame has dimmed or merely changed color. But what separates this couple from others is their resilience. When they remember why they chose each other, the way their souls recognized something familiar in the other, they find their way back, every time. Their marriage, at its best, becomes an art form, the kind of love that outsiders admire but rarely understand. It is refined, thoughtful, and quietly powerful. Guests who visit their home might notice how it feels both structured and warm, how every corner seems planned yet inviting. The snake ensures stability, the pig ensures heart. Together, they build not only a life but a legacy, one where intellect and emotion coexist like sunlight on marble. But such beauty requires constant vigilance. They must guard against the subtle poisons that erode connection, manipulation disguised as guidance, compliance mistaken for harmony. The snake's intuition, when misused, can become a weapon, a way to anticipate the pig's emotional responses and steer them toward the snake's will. And the pig's compassion, if unchecked, can morph into quiet surrender, where love becomes duty and joy becomes habit. The key is honesty, not only with each other but with themselves. The snake must ask, am I leading or controlling? The pig must ask, am I giving or losing myself? Only through these questions can they keep the balance alive. In time, if they master these lessons, their marriage becomes something few others experience, a living balance of power and peace. The snake learns the beauty of yielding, discovering that vulnerability deepens love rather than weakens it. The pig learns the strength of assertion, realizing that equality nurtures connection more than constant agreement ever could. Together, they discover that marriage is not a contract to maintain, but a conversation to continue, one that evolves, challenges, and ultimately redeems. When they grow old together, and they often do, their love takes on a quiet dignity. The fire of youth cools into a deep glow of companionship. The snake still plans, the pig still soothes, but now they move as one, their edges softened by time and shared memory. They have learned that love's truest form is not in passion alone, nor in peace alone, but in the sacred space where both coexist. So yes, marriage between an Aries snake and a Libra pig is like walking a tightrope over roses. It requires balance, courage, and faith. The thorns are real, but so is the fragrance, so is the beauty, so is the reward for those brave enough to keep walking hand in hand. Sex and intimacy. Now, this is where they truly meet, not in conversation or logic, but in the unspoken language of bodies, glances, and breath. Between the Aries snake and the Libra pig, intimacy is not a mere act. It's a living ritual, a sacred storm of attraction and surrender. Their chemistry is the kind that refuses to fade quietly. It pulses in the air even when they're apart, an invisible current that both electrifies and humbles them. When these two touch, time seems to pause, as if the universe itself is leaning closer to watch. The Aries snake enters intimacy like a skilled alchemist. Every move, every whisper, every brush of skin is intentional. They are ruled by instinct and intellect combined, a rare and potent blend that turns physical connection into artful domination. They understand seduction not as manipulation, but as mastery. They crave not just the body but the entire essence of their partner. To them, desire is power, and power is trust. In their arms, passion becomes both challenge and confession. They want to know, will you let me see everything you hide? Will you let me claim you, not to own, but to understand? There is something magnetic, almost hypnotic, about the snake's way of loving. They draw their partner in with silence, with stillness, with the charged awareness that something is about to happen. Even before the first touch, the air around them hums with intention. They use eye contact as a spell, voice as velvet. The snake is not hurried. They savor anticipation the way a musician savors the final note before release. They believe the mind must surrender before the body can, and so, they seduce thought first, then skin. The Libra pig experiences intimacy through emotion, not conquest. Ruled by Venus, they are tender, sensual, and deeply aesthetic. They see beauty in vulnerability, poetry in touch. To them, sex is a love letter written in warmth and rhythm, an act of trust more than of lust. They do not separate pleasure from emotion. For them, the two are intertwined like melody and harmony. When they give themselves, it is not partial. It is a full-hearted offering, the kind that says, I choose you not only with my body, but with every quiet hope I carry inside me. Where the snake seeks to possess, the pig seeks to merge. They find beauty in slowness, in the pauses between kisses, the small sighs that speak of safety. They are intuitive lovers, tuned to every change in their partner's breath, every tremor that hints at joy or hesitation. Their touch is not about domination but about discovery, a patient exploration of shared emotion. The pig doesn't need fire to feel alive. They need warmth, a steady flame that burns long after the moment passes. When these two energies collide, the snake's intensity and the pig's tenderness, something exquisite happens. Their union becomes a dance between fire and velvet, dominance and devotion, instinct and empathy. The snake, drawn by the pig's soft openness, begins to slow down, learning the art of emotional patience. They realize that true power is not in control but in connection. The pig, enchanted by the snake's primal confidence, discovers a wildness within themselves that they never knew existed. They learn that surrender can also be exhilarating, that passion can be both gentle and fierce. Together, they create an equilibrium that few couples can achieve. Their intimacy becomes a dialogue, sometimes wordless, sometimes filled with laughter, sometimes charged with delicious tension. The snake introduces edge, the pig provides grace. The snake paints in bold, striking strokes, the pig adds color and light. What begins as physical chemistry transforms into something spiritual, a communion of two souls learning to inhabit one rhythm, one pulse, one breath. But even in paradise, shadows linger. The snake's desire for control, if left unchecked, can shift from protection to possession. What starts as confidence can harden into dominance, and the pig, so emotionally attuned, feels that shift instantly. The pig's heart needs transparency, not mystery. When the snake becomes secretive, when passion turns into a game of emotional distance, the pig retreats, quietly but decisively. They do not fight loudly, they fade softly, taking with them the warmth that once made the snake feel human. In its absence, even the snake feels the chill. The greatest challenge in their intimacy is balance, learning when to lead and when to yield, when to ignite and when to soothe. The snake must understand that the pig's need for tenderness is not weakness but a form of devotion. The pig must realize that the snake's need for intensity is not control for its own sake, but an expression of trust. When they align, they create a private universe, one where love and desire speak the same language, where silence itself becomes sensual. Over time, their physical connection deepens beyond passion. It becomes a ritual of renewal, a way to remind each other that despite their differences, they are still one body in motion, one emotion unfolding. Their lovemaking becomes quieter but more profound. Every touch holds memory, every glance holds gratitude. The snake's hand on the pig's cheek says, "I will protect you." The pig's whisper says, "You can rest here." In those moments, words are unnecessary. They are fluent in presence. The beauty of their union is that it teaches both of them what they most need to learn. The snake learns softness without losing strength. The pig learns intensity without losing peace. Together they discover that intimacy is not a performance, it's a partnership between vulnerability and courage. When the snake feels safe enough to show gentleness, and the pig feels brave enough to show hunger, the result is magic, not fleeting but transformative. There is no doubt, the chemistry between the Aries snake and the Libra pig is unforgettable. But what truly binds them is not passion alone, it's the trust built through it. The snake, once guarded and cautious, finds solace in the pig's empathy. The pig, once hesitant to explore the edges of desire, finds liberation in the snake's confidence. Their connection, at its peak, transcends the physical, it becomes spiritual intimacy, where both souls rest in each other's honesty. Yet, they must remember, love without openness becomes control, and passion without tenderness becomes emptiness. The snake must resist the temptation to dominate, the pig must resist the impulse to retreat into quiet pain. Their happiness lies in mutual courage, the courage to stay vulnerable even when it's easier to hide. When they manage that, their intimacy becomes more than pleasure, it becomes healing. In the end, what defines their sexual and emotional bond is not how often they touch, but how deeply they understand each other when they do. They don't just make love, they make meaning. Every embrace is a lesson in balance, every night a reminder that passion, when nurtured with empathy, becomes something holy. It is here, in this secret world of closeness and care, that the Aries snake and Libra pig truly meet, and, if they are wise, never part. Friendship. Friendship between an Aries snake and a Libra pig is an unlikely harmony, a meeting of intensity and gentleness, strategy and sincerity. It begins quietly, often born out of curiosity rather than instant kinship. The snake, cool and composed, doesn't trust easily. The pig, open-hearted and kind, approaches people with the natural warmth of someone who believes in the good within everyone. When these two cross paths, there's intrigue in the air. The snake is fascinated by the pig's disarming kindness, while the pig senses something magnetic, even dangerous, about the snake, something that calls to their inner idealist. The Aries snake brings charisma that is impossible to ignore. There's an aura of control, confidence, and calm intelligence that draws others near. But behind that sleek exterior lies a guarded spirit, someone who measures people carefully before letting them in. Friendship, for the snake, is not a casual thing. It's earned, not granted. They value loyalty above all else and test it, often without realizing. They want to know if the person beside them can be trusted when storms arrive, when silence replaces laughter. To the snake, a true friend is someone who stands in the fire and doesn't flinch. The Libra Pig, on the other hand, approaches friendship with open arms and an open heart. They are the nurturers of connection, the ones who remember birthdays, notice changes in tone, and send small messages just to check in. To them, friendship is sacred, not a transaction but an emotional ecosystem. They offer support without expectation, humor without agenda, and patience without limit. Their laughter is light, their compassion genuine. When the pig befriends someone, they do so with their whole being, often without considering whether that kindness will be reciprocated. When these two souls meet, something profound can happen. The snake, accustomed to self-reliance and subtle emotional armor, feels strangely safe in the pig's presence. The pig's humor, loyalty, and sincerity disarm them. The snake finds themselves laughing more, sharing more, revealing pieces of their story they thought they'd buried. For the first time in a long while, they feel seen without being studied. And for the pig, the snake's confidence is grounding. Where the pig sometimes drifts in idealism or uncertainty, the snake's decisiveness and strength provide stability. Together, they balance each other like air and stone. The pig softens the snake's edges, while the snake gives the pig structure and focus. Their friendship often becomes a quiet alliance, a bond built not on constant interaction but deep understanding. They might not talk every day, but when they do, the conversations are meaningful. The snake often takes on the role of protector or guide, offering perspective when the pig feels lost in emotional fog. The snake's wisdom, though sometimes sharp, helps the pig see life more realistically. They teach the pig to draw lines, to guard their energy, to understand that not every person deserves unlimited compassion. In return, the pig offers something the snake rarely experiences: unconditional acceptance. The pig reminds the snake that vulnerability is not a weakness but an act of courage. When the snake hides behind silence or logic, the pig gently coaxes them back into emotional openness, often with humor or simple presence. The pig doesn't need to fix the snake. They simply stand beside them, a quiet reminder that being human is enough. In these moments, the snake rediscovers trust, and the pig discovers strength. But even this harmonious pairing has pitfalls. The snake's strategic mind, if left unchecked, can drift toward subtle manipulation. They might test the pig's loyalty by withdrawing emotionally or creating small conflicts to measure devotion. It's rarely malicious, it's how the snake confirms safety. Yet, to the pig, such behavior feels confusing, even wounding. The pig thrives in clarity, not in games. They can forgive much, but they sense dishonesty instinctively. And if the snake pushes too far, trust, once broken, is nearly impossible to repair. The snake, who values loyalty more than anything, might find themselves staring at the wreckage of a bond they didn't mean to destroy. Conversely, the pig's biggest danger lies in dependence. Their empathy, when unguarded, can turn into self-erasure. If the pig becomes too forgiving, too yielding, the snake may lose respect. The pig might bend to keep peace, excusing small hurts to preserve harmony, not realizing that this kindness can create imbalance. The snake, though appreciative of loyalty, values strength. They need to feel they are standing beside an equal, not someone who follows their lead blindly. Only when the pig stands firm, when they can say no without losing warmth, does the snake truly admire them. At its best, this friendship becomes a quiet masterpiece of mutual admiration, power meeting grace, intelligence meeting empathy. The snake learns that emotional honesty can be as seductive as control, and the pig learns that boundaries can coexist with kindness. They bring out each other's best selves. The snake becomes more human, more spontaneous, less guarded. The pig becomes more grounded, more assertive, less naive. Their friendship transforms them from within, teaching both what balance truly means. They are the kind of friends who can sit together in silence for hours, comfortable in the absence of words. The snake might analyze the world while the pig simply listens, offering the occasional soft comment that pierces to the truth. The pig might share a small joy, a song, a sunset, a moment of laughter, and the snake, who rarely lingers in sentiment, finds themselves unexpectedly moved. Their bond thrives in contrasts. The pig's lightness complements the snake's depth, and the snake's seriousness gives shape to the pig's warmth. However, this connection requires honesty, a transparent understanding that friendship must never become a stage for subtle power plays or emotional martyrdom. The snake must resist the temptation to lead from above, and the pig must avoid loving from below. They meet as equals, not opposites, and only through equality can their friendship last. Over time, their relationship becomes one of quiet loyalty. Even when life pulls them in different directions, there's always a thread connecting them, a mutual knowing that, when called upon, each would show up for the other without question. The snake, despite their stoicism, would defend the pig with fierce protectiveness. The pig, despite their gentleness, would stand between the snake and any harm with unshakable devotion. The beauty of their friendship lies in its duality. It is both soothing and challenging, simple and profound. The snake teaches the pig the art of discernment. The pig teaches the snake the art of softness. They meet somewhere in the middle, where intellect and emotion dance without conflict. And when others observe them, the sharp-eyed snake and the radiant pig, they may not understand how such opposites coexist. But those who truly look closer see it: the respect, the laughter, the quiet understanding that needs no performance. Theirs is a friendship of rare equilibrium, one that endures precisely because it honors difference. In the end, the Aries snake and Libra pig, as friends, are two souls learning to balance the weight of fire and water, logic and love. Their connection, when nurtured with honesty and respect, becomes unbreakable, a testament to what can happen when power meets grace, and neither tries to outshine the other. Business and career compatibility. In business, the partnership between an Aries snake and a Libra pig is both enigmatic and powerful, a dynamic interplay of intellect, instinct, and emotional intelligence. It's not merely about numbers or strategy, it's about the meeting of two completely different philosophies of success. The Aries snake approaches work like a chess master, calculating 10 moves ahead, while the Libra pig navigates the professional world like a diplomat, reading the unseen motives and emotions of everyone in the room. When they collaborate, something extraordinary can emerge, a venture driven by vision and harmony, where ambition meets empathy and turns competition into creation. The Aries snake is the archetype of the strategist, sharp, decisive, and visionary. They have a natural talent for seeing patterns others overlook. To them, business is both art and warfare, an elegant battle fought with timing, wit, and endurance. They are the kind who thrives in uncertainty, who feels alive when the stakes are high. They take risks not recklessly but with surgical precision. Every move is deliberate, every deal part of a larger design. When others hesitate, the snake acts, often making bold decisions that, while initially misunderstood, prove genius in hindsight. They are entrepreneurs by instinct, relentless in pursuit, elegant in execution. The Libra pig, however, is not built for battles, they are built for balance. Where the snake seeks victory, the pig seeks peace. They bring to the business world something the snake doesn't always value enough: human connection. The pig reads people the way the snake reads markets. They know when a client is nervous, when a partner feels underappreciated, when a team is about to lose morale. They understand that business is not only strategy, it's emotion, reputation, trust. Their diplomacy smooths rough edges, their empathy builds loyalty. The pig is the bridge between ambition and sustainability, ensuring that success doesn't come at the cost of the human spirit. Together, they can form a partnership that's both formidable and deeply rewarding. The snake's ambition gives direction, and the pig's diplomacy provides cohesion. The snake thinks in terms of empires, the pig thinks in terms of ecosystems. The snake will set the vision, where the company is headed, what risks are worth taking, which markets to conquer, while the pig ensures that the people involved feel valued and aligned. The snake builds, the pig binds. When they work in sync, they create an enterprise that not only thrives financially but also earns respect and admiration. Yet, the success of this partnership depends entirely on understanding their differences and respecting them. The Aries snake's drive can border on obsession. They work with the intensity of someone trying to outpace destiny itself. Long hours, high stakes, constant evolution, they love it. For them, pressure is pleasure. The Libra Pig, meanwhile, values equilibrium. They believe in pacing, in the importance of mental health and emotional sustainability. They'll push hard, yes, but they'll also know when to pause, to breathe, to celebrate progress. To the snake, this may look like weakness. To the pig, the snake's restlessness can look like self-destruction. This fundamental contrast can either make or break them. If the snake dismisses the pig's need for harmony as complacency, cracks appear. The pig begins to feel unseen, reduced to a supporting role in someone else's grand design. The pig's gentle spirit, while patient, has limits. When it reaches that point, they won't fight or argue. They'll simply leave, taking their warmth, creativity, and quiet optimism with them. And the snake, though they might not show it outwardly, will feel the absence profoundly, because few people can balance their intensity the way the pig can. But when they learn to communicate, really communicate, their collaboration becomes unstoppable. The snake must learn that strength isn't only about dominance, it's about flexibility, timing, and emotional intelligence. The pig must learn that peace sometimes requires confrontation, that boundaries are not betrayals but frameworks for respect. When both honor these truths, they develop a rhythm where logic and intuition intertwine beautifully. The snake moves fast, the pig ensures direction. The snake strategizes, the pig humanizes. The snake leads, the pig harmonizes. In practical business scenarios, their combined talents make them a powerhouse. The Aries snake thrives as the visionary, CEO, or decision maker, the one who takes the big swings, closes deals, and directs the future. Their confidence commands rooms. They can negotiate fiercely yet elegantly, always 3 steps ahead. The Libra Pig, meanwhile, shines as the communicator, the human face of the operation, whether in PR, marketing, team management, or client relations. They possess the rare gift of making everyone feel heard, even when delivering hard truths. Clients trust them instinctively. Employees adore them. Together, they create not only results but loyalty, a culture where ambition feels inspiring, not oppressive. The snake's challenge in business is their intolerance for inefficiency. They can grow impatient with what they see as emotional interference. The pig's diplomacy, while essential, can sometimes frustrate them. Too much talking, not enough doing. But this is where their growth lies. The pig's patience teaches the snake that not all progress is visible, that sometimes the best deals are the ones sealed with trust, not ink. Conversely, the snake teaches the pig that comfort zones, while peaceful, can become prisons if never challenged. The pig learns courage, the snake learns compassion. Over time, if they stay committed, their working relationship deepens into mutual mentorship. The snake begins to consult the pig before making major moves, valuing their emotional intelligence as much as their own analytical prowess. The pig starts embracing the snake's daring energy, finding confidence in risk rather than fear. Together, they become a dual force of innovation and integrity, a blend of intellect and heart rarely found in business. Still, they must remain vigilant against ego. The snake's success can make them overly proud, believing they alone carry the weight of victory. The pig, too humble, may fade into the background, sacrificing recognition for peace. This imbalance can erode respect over time. To sustain harmony, they must continually reaffirm equality. Different roles, yes, but equal value. The snake must learn to give credit. The pig must learn to claim it. When they do, their partnership becomes not just effective but transcendent. Financially, this pairing can soar. The snake's risk appetite attracts fortune, while the pig's caution preserves it. The snake will take the leap, the pig will ensure there's a net. They balance expansion and stability with intuitive precision. Their combined ethics, the snake's honor and commitment and the pig's innate kindness, make them trusted by clients, respected by competitors, and loved by teams. Their legacy, if they stay aligned, is not merely wealth but influence, the kind that reshapes industries or inspires generations of leaders to value both ambition and empathy. They prove that business need not be a battlefield. It can be an orchestra where power and peace play in harmony. In the end, the Aries Snake and Libra Pig are proof that logic and intuition are not rivals but partners. The snake's brilliance designs the path. The pig's grace ensures it's one worth walking. When they build together, they don't just create companies, they create culture. And in that, their business compatibility transcends profit, it becomes art. Dark sides. Every zodiac combination carries shadows, and for the Aries Snake and Libra Pig, these shadows are particularly potent, elegant on the surface, but turbulent beneath. Their darkness doesn't roar, it whispers, weaving itself subtly into emotions, words, and choices. What begins as intensity and empathy can, without awareness, turn into manipulation and self-denial. This pairing walks a razor-thin line between light and darkness, between power and vulnerability, control and surrender. The Aries Snake's darkness is intricate, like a maze built from fear disguised as strength. They crave control not simply for dominance but because, deep down, chaos terrifies them. Losing control means being exposed, being seen, and for a snake, exposure is danger. They are masters of composure, strategists even in emotion. But when insecurity creeps in, they twist that strategic brilliance into subtle manipulation. Instead of asking for reassurance, they test loyalty. Instead of expressing jealousy, they provoke it. Their words can become instruments, precise, persuasive, and quietly poisonous when wielded in fear. They want to know they matter, but they ask through silence, withdrawal, or power plays. Secrecy is their armor. The snake's mind is a vault, layered, locked, and rarely open to others. They tell only what they choose, revealing truths like cards in a high-stakes game. To the pig, who believes in open-hearted honesty, this secrecy feels like betrayal. The snake thinks they are protecting themselves, the pig feels they are being shut out. But here lies the tragedy. The more the snake hides, the more the pig retreats, and the more alone they both become. The snake's shadow, when unacknowledged, turns love into a contest of control and trust into currency. Jealousy also stalks the snake's darker nature. It's not always visible, it hides beneath charm and logic, but it burns hot. When the snake loves, they love obsessively. They want to be the center of their partner's emotional universe. Any sign of distance, any perceived threat, can ignite suspicion. And once suspicion takes hold, the snake becomes an investigator of the heart, reading every pause, every look, every tone as evidence. They might not confront openly. Instead, they analyze, anticipate, and manipulate the environment to regain emotional control. It's not malice, it's fear disguised as mastery. Perfectionism feeds this darkness. The Aries Snake holds impossibly high standards, for themselves, their partners, their goals. They push until exhaustion, demand until depletion. When things fall short, they internalize the failure, then externalize the blame. They may judge harshly, not realizing that behind every criticism is their own reflection. The snake's greatest battle isn't with others, it's with the fear that they are never enough. The Libra Pig's shadow, however, is gentler, and in many ways, more dangerous because it hides behind kindness. Their darkness lies in naivety, in the tendency to see the world not as it is but as it should be. They give too much, too soon, too often. They forgive before an apology. They see good intentions where there are none. Their optimism is luminous but blind, and it makes them easy to disappoint or deceive. When the snake begins their quiet games, the pig doesn't suspect manipulation, they rationalize it. They tell themselves, they're just stressed. They didn't mean it. The pig's empathy, unbalanced, becomes self-erasure. But the pig's true darkness emerges not in confrontation, but in silence. When hurt, they don't explode, they implode. Their pain seeps inward, turning into quiet resentment. They withdraw emotionally, creating distance that feels like punishment wrapped in politeness. The snake, confused by the calm exterior, doesn't see the storm building underneath. And when that resentment finally overflows, it doesn't come as anger, it comes as absence. The pig disappears, emotionally or physically, leaving the snake haunted by emptiness they can't control. This creates a vicious cycle. the snake, sensing distance, tightens their grip. More control, more pressure, more tests. The pig, suffocated by tension, retreats further, creating the very distance the snake fears most. It's a dance of shadows, control and withdrawal, dominance and retreat. The snake feels betrayed by silence. The pig feels wounded by pressure. Both believe they're protecting themselves, but in truth, they're destroying the fragile trust between them. The snake's tendency toward secrecy amplifies the pig's insecurity, while the pig's silence amplifies the snake's paranoia. It's an echo chamber of unspoken fears. Neither means to hurt the other, they simply can't understand each other's way of coping. The snake hides to stay safe, the pig hides to stay kind. And both end up lonely in the same room. The snake's darkness can also express itself through emotional coldness. When overwhelmed, they detach. They stop explaining, stop engaging, retreat into intellect or work. It's a form of self-preservation, but it feels like abandonment to the pig, who thrives on reassurance. The snake might think, I'm giving space, while the pig thinks, they don't care anymore. Miscommunication deepens until love becomes translation, and neither speaks the other's language. The pig's darkness, meanwhile, often lies in self-deception. They want harmony so badly that they'll ignore red flags until they're wrapped in thorns. They'll tell themselves that everything's fine, even when it's breaking. They fear conflict more than loss, so they pretend peace exists when it doesn't. But that peace is a mirage, a coping mechanism that rots slowly from within. Over time, their suppressed resentment transforms into quiet cynicism. They lose trust not just in others, but in their own judgment. Their light dims, and they start questioning whether kindness is even worth it. When the Aries snake and Libra pig descend into their combined shadows, the relationship can feel like a slow eclipse. The brightness of their beginning, the magnetism, the beauty, the excitement, fades into gray. Conversations become strategic or surface level. Emotional intimacy turns into analysis. The snake plays mental chess while the pig tries to keep the board intact. Every interaction becomes a subtle power exchange rather than genuine connection. Only one force can break this pattern: radical honesty. Not diplomacy, not logic, but raw, uncomfortable truth. The snake must learn to confess their fears before they turn into control. To admit jealousy without shame, to express insecurity without masks. The pig must learn to confront rather than retreat. To speak when hurt, to demand clarity instead of giving silent forgiveness. Both must learn that love cannot survive behind walls, it only breathes in vulnerability. When the snake learns to trust instead of test, and the pig learns to assert instead of absorb, their darkness begins to dissolve. Their shadows no longer clash, they dance. The snake's depth brings wisdom, the pig's light brings healing. They realize that their flaws were never enemies, only unacknowledged aspects of their strength. The snake's intensity, when purified, becomes passion. The pig's gentleness, when strengthened, becomes grace. But when denied, these shadows consume. The snake becomes the puppeteer, and the pig becomes the ghost. One controls, the other disappears. What remains is not love, but performance, beautiful, tragic, and hollow. The darkness of Aries snake and Libra pig is not a curse, it's a mirror. It shows them where they fear, where they lie to themselves, where they cling too tightly or love too softly. And if they dare to look without flinching, they can turn that darkness into depth, not a prison, but a path. Life goals and spiritual connection. The Aries snake and the Libra pig walk through life as two contrasting yet complementary forces, one born to conquer, the other born to connect. They move through existence with different rhythms, different motivations, and different visions of fulfillment. Yet, when their paths intertwine, something extraordinary happens. They begin to awaken in each other what was always missing. Drive meets devotion, fire meets grace, mastery meets meaning. Together, they become not just partners in life, but co-creators of a deeper spiritual purpose. The Aries snake lives with an almost sacred hunger for purpose. For them, life is not something that simply unfolds. It is something to be shaped, mastered, and transformed. They are born seekers of truth, but their seeking is done through motion, through conquest, through the bold act of becoming. Their spiritual growth doesn't come from stillness or surrender, but from the relentless pursuit of evolution. Each challenge is a mirror, each success a test. They are driven by the belief that control over the self equals freedom from fate. To them, mastery is divinity, to know oneself completely, to conquer one's fears, to mold destiny with one's own hands. They crave transformation not just as a concept but as a way of being. Every new phase of life must bring a deeper version of themselves. Whether it's their career, art, or personal philosophy, the Aries snake must shed skin after skin, never stagnant, never settled. They reinvent as naturally as they breathe. Yet beneath that strength lies a spiritual paradox. Their obsession with control can sometimes blind them to the beauty of surrender. Their greatest lesson in life is that not every form of mastery is about domination. Sometimes, it's about acceptance. Sometimes, power is in letting go. The Libra Pig, by contrast, moves through life guided by a yearning for peace and unity. They are children of harmony, their hearts tuned to the subtle vibrations of beauty, love, and fairness. Their life's goal is not victory but connection, between people, within communities, within themselves. They are natural healers, though not always by profession. They heal through presence, through kindness, through understanding. To the pig, the world's greatest achievement is not conquest but coexistence. They dream of beauty not as luxury, but as order, the kind of balance that makes life feel like a living symphony. For the Libra Pig, life's purpose is found in creativity, compassion, and contribution. Whether through art, service, or simple acts of goodness, they strive to make the world gentler, more beautiful. Their spirituality is woven into daily gestures, a smile, a comforting word, a moment of gratitude. They don't seek enlightenment on mountaintops, they find it in everyday grace. But their challenge lies in boundaries. Their empathy, while divine, can scatter their energy. They give endlessly, sometimes forgetting that self-care is not selfishness. Their spiritual evolution depends on learning to nurture themselves as deeply as they nurture others. When the Aries snake and Libra pig unite, their life goals, though vastly different, begin to align in breathtaking ways. The snake's drive ignites the pig's potential. The pig's peace softens the snake's edges. The snake teaches the pig that dreams require daring, that harmony means nothing without courage. The pig teaches the snake that strength is meaningless without compassion, that victory without love is hollow. Together, they move from living for themselves to living for something greater. The snake's influence on the pig is transformative. Under the snake's fire, the pig learns discipline, learns to turn idealism into action. The pig starts setting goals, boundaries, and priorities. They become more focused, more self-assured, more capable of turning their dreams into tangible outcomes. The snake becomes their catalyst, the force that turns intention into achievement. Meanwhile, the pig's presence becomes the snake's mirror. The pig's gentleness teaches the snake that not everything needs to be conquered. Through the pig's eyes, the snake sees that peace is not the absence of ambition, it's the alignment of purpose and heart. The snake learns that success isn't only measured in trophies, but in tranquility, in the ability to breathe without striving. The pig becomes their sanctuary, their spiritual balance, their reminder that mastery means nothing without meaning. Spiritually, they are the living embodiment of yin and yang, the eternal dance of motion and stillness, assertion and acceptance. The snake is the spark of will, the pig is the flow of love. One acts, the other feels. One ascends through trial, the other elevates through harmony. And within each lies a seed of the other's essence. The snake has hidden tenderness, the pig has quiet strength. Together, they don't just balance, they evolve. Their connection often takes on a soulful, almost karmic quality. It feels as if they've met across lifetimes, drawn together by a contract older than memory. The snake recognizes something ancient in the pig, a softness that feels like home. The pig senses in the snake a destiny, a force that pulls them out of complacency into courage. Their bond, though human, carries spiritual weight. When they're aligned, even their silence feels sacred, a shared understanding that transcends words. Yet, their spiritual evolution as a pair isn't effortless. The snake must resist turning purpose into pressure. Their intensity can overwhelm the pig's need for calm. They must learn to slow their fire, to lead without demanding, to understand that transformation isn't always a war. Sometimes, it's a blooming. The pig, in turn, must learn to step into discomfort. Their desire for peace can turn into avoidance, their kindness into passivity. They must learn that true harmony sometimes requires disruption, that saying no can be an act of love. If they commit to growth, they become each other's teachers and students, lovers and mirrors. The snake shows the pig how to manifest divine order in a chaotic world, how to channel dreams into impact. The pig shows the snake how to turn mastery into wisdom, how to act from love, not fear. They begin to realize that spirituality is not about escaping life but embracing it fully, fiercely, and kindly. Over time, their combined energy creates balance not just in their relationship but in the world around them. They lead by example, showing others that ambition and empathy can coexist, that courage and gentleness are not opposites but allies. The snake becomes the warrior philosopher, the pig becomes the healer artist. Together, they embody the sacred union of doing and being. Their shared life goals evolve beyond personal success. They begin to seek legacy, not just wealth or recognition, but impact that endures. They might build something meaningful together, a business that uplifts, a home that inspires, a life that feels like art. Their love becomes a spiritual practice, a living testament to balance. Even in solitude, their spirits remain connected. The snake, chasing horizons, carries the pig's voice in their mind, a reminder to rest, to feel, to forgive. The pig, tending to hearts, carries the snake's strength, a reminder to rise, to protect, to believe. They are never truly apart because they complete a single circuit of spiritual energy. One moves outward into the world, the other inward toward the soul. Final thoughts. The Aries Snake and Libra Pig relationship is not simple, it's a lesson. It teaches both people that love is not about winning or losing, but about understanding and evolution. If the snake learns to soften their grip and the pig learns to stand their ground, their connection can transcend their differences. They can build a relationship that is both passionate and peaceful, fierce and forgiving. But if pride, secrecy, or idealism take over, they risk becoming strangers, each locked in their own world, wondering what might have been. In the end, their destiny depends not on the stars above but on the choices they make in the quiet moments when love feels fragile. Because sometimes, the most powerful love stories aren't the easiest, they're the ones that challenge us to grow.